Hello, Indra, and welcome back to Sonic June 2026. I have the plushies all set up, some of my Sonic ones set up here, and today we're going to be reading a fanfiction I wrote a while ago, and this one is a Team Chaotix fanfiction. It's great. So go ahead and grab your tea, your water, your hot cocoa, your coffee, whatever it is you wish to drink, and settle on down and we'll read. My drink today is the coconut lemonade from Publix, because that is my jam at the moment. And this is like the second cup I've made. Because I got a cup and as I was getting everything ready to record, I drank all of it. So, yay! But this was written for Team Chaotix Week in 2025, and this is the day 2 prompt called Teamwork. And you can probably hear my fan. It's very warm. It's like, as I'm recording this, it's 85, 86 degrees. It's really hot today. It's been getting really warm and humid over here in Georgia, so remember to stay safe. Stay safe. And hydrated. Hydration is important. And you'll notice right here, I've got our ages written down. This is a thing I began in middle school, because for certain fanfictions, I would write them where the characters were different ages. And so I would write them at the very top, just so as I was writing, like, say, I wrote a chapter but didn't go back and write another chapter for like 6-8 months, but I've written like a cajillion other things in between. And this is so I could find that a lot easier, so that's great. And so for this fanfiction, Charmy is 1 to 2 years old, SPO is going to be about 11, and Vector is 15. The age gaps are mostly made and decided based off of the Sonic Heroes manual. Sometimes I'll do some deviations around with the ages, but that's probably where these ages come from. I just aged them down by about 5 years. So yay. SVO frowned as he stared at the toddler. He did not like kids. The small bee looked up and smiled at the chameleon. SBO instinctively took a step away from the bee. Vector, he called upstairs. It wants something. Vector's sigh filled the house. All the croc asked was for the 11-year-old to watch the bee while he took a shower. His body was still soapy as he attempted to remove the dirt and grime from his body from several days of work and single parenthood he was now experiencing. The bee was barely old enough to sit up. Vector and SBO had found the baby in an abandoned building during a job to find a missing pet chow for an old little lady. Well, for a little old lady. And now I know from the Chaotix podcast that Vector has a thing against little old ladies that play bingo. How did y'all like the podcast, by the way? I hope y'all enjoyed it. I had a great time. Vector rinsed himself off quickly before leaving the room. He didn't have the luxury to dry himself off. He got that an 11-year-old would dislike kids. Most did. What does the tyke want? Vector asked as he came into the room. SBO was on the ceiling, glaring down at the child, who in fact wanted nothing. The baby was just in awe, watching the chameleon. Any good things in the ceiling? It's baby-free, SBO grumbled. Vector nodded as he picked the baby up from the bouncing seat. It's frankly an honor to be liked by a baby. Normally they see strangers and cry. The bee wiggled in joy at the crocodile. This one is defective, SBO shifted on the ceiling. Vector shot him a glare. He was not putting the bee back where they found him. Did anyone come by looking for him? They had been going around asking anyone and everyone if they had a lost kid. Vector didn't have money to make posters. They sent letters to every orphanage he could think of. Cost him a bunch in postage. But it would be worth it if they found the kid's folks. SBO shook his head. The crocodile nodded as he bounced the baby in his arms. It's okay. Someone will come looking for you. You're a cutie, after all. I think you need to get your eyes checked, SBO muttered as he watched Vector go into the kitchen. The crocodile rummaged through the fridge and cabinets. He needed to feed the baby something. He was sure babies his size needed to eat constantly. Unfortunately, the kitchen had very little to offer. SBO watched from the ceiling. It clicked to him what Vector was doing. He jumped down from the ceiling in the living room and walked out the door. Be careful out there, Vector called when he heard the squeal of the front door. "K," SPO called back. Vector knew asking the preteen where he was going or doing always ended in the classic teen toot of, "Ugh, leave me alone." A simple "be safe" was the best. Plus, the croc had his hands full with a tiny bee. He praised Gaia he had found a random packet of oatmeal in the trunk drawer of the kitchen. Located next to the loose batteries and keys, he had no clue what they were for anymore. He poured water from the tap into a pot and put it onto the stove. He flicked on the burner and waited as he bounced the kid and sang the softest lullaby he could think of. Once he was out of those, he switched to jazz and R&B songs. The click of the lock and squeal of the door told Vector a possible customer was in the lobby. When SPO went for walks, the chameleon took hours. He leaned out the kitchen doorway to greet the guest, only to pause as his eyes met the preteen. "You're back early," he stared. SPO nodded as he walked into the kitchen past the crocodile. He slid the duffel bag off his shoulder and onto the kitchen table. There was a loud zirp as he unzipped the bag. "Where'd you get the bag from?" Vector asked. "It was a nice bag." "Ignorance is bliss," SPO responded as he pulled out items. Powdered milk, a jar of honey, and a bunch of bananas. Vector knew that sentence. Thievery. His shoulders slumped. How was he going to explain to this sticky-fingered chameleon that stealing was wrong? "What's with the stove?" SPO pointed at the boiling water on the stove. "Oatmeal for the kid," Vector stated as he rushed to make sure it didn't boil over. "The kid lacks teeth," SPO pointed out. He scooped powdered milk into a baby bottle from the duffel bag. SPO yoinked the boiling pot off the stove and poured its content into the bottle and began shaking it. "Careful, Ez," Vector yelled, causing the baby to fuss in his arms. "I am more skilled," SPO rolled his eyes. "I'll cook, you feed." He gestured at the bee. Vector sighed. Teamwork did make the dream work. He grinned when the baby bee opened his mouth, and he was able to spot a tooth barely out of the gums. Which means this bee is going to begin teething and being a bitch. And that is the end of this fanfiction. I hope you all enjoyed it. Let's go ahead and get the Patreon and Ko-fi supporter names so we can read those aloud. Where are they? I pulled you up right here. So many thanks to my Patreon Ko-fi supporters who help make it possible for me to be able to read, write, do all my art stuff without having to worry about my bills so much. You can also follow me on Patreon. Subscribers, supporters there, y'all get free early access to my artwork. And even if you're a free member, your name will be right in the credits. Any commission on my Ko-fi will also be here. So, yeah. So we've got TwdTeacakes, Kaleidoscope Chick, Axel 1154, Cassy G, Jdsj, Axel Alcaraz, Pizaneneene, Camilla Rojas, Quinn, SemiRandomSevens, and Micah. Thank you all so much. You're all wonderful. And let me go ahead and show off these cute earrings I have. So these I got from a person who goes to Charlie's collectible show. There we go. This one's a cute Sonic Chow. Figure out where my hand needs to be. And I got these earrings from AB Trinkets at Charlie's Collectible Show in Stone Mountain, Georgia. So if you're ever there, but they do have an Etsy shop that I pulled up. I have to look over here for my camera. I went and I pulled up their Etsy shop so that you guys can see her. She's right here. This is her Etsy shop. These are like some of the things she's got. She's got like some bracelets. These are some of the earrings she's got listed. So yeah, she does have a couple of Sonic bracelets. Every time I go and I see her, she's out of the Tails one. And because I don't wear bracelets very often on my hand. If I would, it would have to be on this side. I don't like when things get in the way on the page while I'm drawing and I'm right-handed. But yeah, this is her Etsy shop. It is avian trinkets. I know it's cut off here because of the cropping filter on the web browser. But this is her page. So go check her out if you want any cute art. I think this is still a little fuzzy. Let me fix it. I have like a very old, like, look, I got this webcam for $15 off a Wish years ago. Yeah, I think that's as clear as I'm gonna get it. One day maybe I'll be able to buy like a better webcam. It would be nice if I could figure out like how to have like my phone connected to my computer and use that as the camera source, but I don't know how to do that, and I don't know if it's possible. I would like it though. But remember to have a great day. Remember to stay safe. Thank you for joining me here. Happy Sonic June. I will be, let's see, things I'm going to be doing for the next couple months. There's several videos that are planned. Oh no, it's still blurry as shit, isn't it? There we go. But I will be at Sonic Expo Atlanta in 2026, so that will be August 7th through the 9th. I will be there. I do have a cosplay planned. I will be dressed as Pirate Tails for at least one day. So specifically Sales Tails is what I'm going for, but general Pirate Tails, my partner will be Captain Dread Knuckles, or Pirate Knuckles, as I've been calling it. Parts of his stuff, if you follow me on any of my socials, you'll be seeing how those are kind of coming together. I've been posting like shorts, Instagram reels, and TikToks all about that, so I look forward to seeing you. I printed postcards today. Those will be signed. Remember to stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated. And happy Sonic June. Thank you all so much for being here for Sonic June with me. There will be live streams every Saturday. I haven't set a time for the Saturday live streams yet. I'm thinking I'll probably do them pretty early or late, depends on when my husband is doing things. I'm thinking 6 p.m. or 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, actually. I think that would probably be best. Because my husband, he does like to sleep in, but every so often we'll do things in the morning. That the morning is when I go for walkies. I like to go for walkies in the morning. And so the live streams will probably be expect 4 to 5 p.m. EST. And we're not monetized on YouTube yet, sadly. So comment, subscribe, turn on my videos in the background while you work, because the only thing I'm missing for monetization for YouTube is watch time, or just support me on Patreon. Patreon, you'll get early access to my artwork, you'll get some fun polls that you won't get anywhere else. You'll also be able to download the high resolution versions of my artwork without the watermarks. I've been putting watermarks on everything because I've been hearing stuff's been getting stolen. I make desktop wallpapers, so you'll be able to get those. I've got some coloring pages that are available on my Ko-fi if you want to see those. All my commissions are available on Ko-fi. I also write cute, fluffy, gay romance books. So, while not my Sonic fanfiction kind of stuff, I do write like gay, queer, romantic fantasy kind of novels, but with that are more slice of lifey. They're romantic fantasy in the sense that the characters are like fantasy mythical creatures. So I've got like a kelpie, I've got an alien and a mummy couple, I've got a cat shapeshifter and a mermaid. I think I do have a vampire, and I know for a fact I have one werewolf, and I am working on that werewolf book, so I hope y'all will like it because my husband made me change their names. So, yay! Remember to stay safe, stay healthy, all that good jazz. Thank you for being here, and have a lovely Sonic June. Tell me, what is your favorite thing about Team Chaotix? Tell me that. Tell me what your favorite thing about Team Chaotix is. Leave it in the comment section, and I might be dueling some of those for quick sketch practices during the month of Sonic June and probably afterwards. So even if it isn't Sonic June anymore, go ahead. I might still draw it, and there might be a compilation video of your silly favorite things about the Chaotix for Sonic June 2027. So yeah, bye. Press that button.